What's up, social media nation? So excited to chat with you guys. We are in the middle of March. March Madness is coming on strong. How many of you guys are my basketball people? Guys, one of the coolest things that I love about March Madness is simply the fact of the underdogs that come out to fight and win. And they show up every year. There's huge upsets, there's battles, there's tons of stuff that goes on that cause people to shake their heads and go, oh my gosh, where did that come from? Where did they get the energy? Where did they decide to step up? And how did they decide to perform? So I want to liken that to a lot of real estate agents. There are so many real estate agents out there right now that are underdogs, that are struggling, that are not hitting their stride, and they're competing against some of the big dogs. So now we're going to teach you some steps you need to take in order to go crazy and have a March Madness of your own and be able to take off. So gear up. Let's get ready. Welcome to Lewis. All these people that are jumping on, excited to help you get out there and kill it. So we're going to dive into planning first, because what really happens if you're going to go compete, and I'm still going to reference this March Madness gig the whole way through. If you're going to go compete, how are you preparing to win? That's what I want to know. What have you guys set up? March, April, May, biggest listing months of the year. What have you put into your schedule? What have you put into your system, knowing you're going up against a bunch of the big dogs? And I don't care if you're already selling 10 million, 15 million. What are you going to do to beat those selling 25 and 30 million? And if you've only sold a couple homes, what are you going to do to step up and beat everyone around you? It starts with a system. It starts with a mindset issue. So many people get caught in their mind. I don't know if you guys have read this book, but it's fabulous. Let me see if I can get it to focus there. 3 feet from gold. It's not going to do it. But this quote is crazy. Success simply comes from going from failure to failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. So you've got to be okay with failing fast, moving forward very, very quickly, and having the right attitude. 10% of your attitude is determined by what life hands you, and 90% of it is how you respond. So right now, let's choose, regardless of how the year started, to say we're going into March Madness. We've made the dance. We're going to go compete. And if we're at a lower rank, we're going to be playing some of the top dogs. How are we going to win? Let's dive into a schedule here and let's talk about it. Have you changed your mindset to where you're ready to go compete? Let's walk through. Okay. First of all, I'm going to talk about you've got to dream it, you've got to create it, you've got to build it, then you've got to live it. So that's what you've got to do. You've got to do all of these things. And I'm sure all of you guys have built your vision boards. I'm sure you've created that vision board. And I'm sure we've stopped just a little bit short, wondering how we're going to build it. Brad, welcome, brother. So let's dive in here. Okay. First things first, you've got to have a map. And remember, if you're off on your map, you're going to end up in a different location. 6 inches. If you would or ended trying to shoot for Salt Lake City, you would end up in Minnesota or Texas. So you've got to be really, really dialed in on what direction you are headed and then course correct often. So let's dive into schedule. Okay. And I'm going to pull this back up. What is the schedule you guys are doing right now? What time are you waking up? Are you doing it consistently every day? What time are you getting on doors? What time are you going to the gym? What time are you doing your follow-up? These are all things that should be systematic. I'm going to give you my schedule right now, and I want you to build that out. That's one of today's assignments, and I'd love anybody that wants to jump on and share what they've found success with. I'll add you to the channel. But number one, I'm up every morning by 6 a.m. Most of the time, it's 5. I head in and I spend time reading my scriptures and giving time to God. That's going to be the first half hour, 45 minutes of my day. Then I spend 15 to 20 minutes just reflecting on what went well the day before, the Friday, if it's a weekend. I don't work Saturdays or Sundays, and I want you guys to get to that point as well. Those are family days. But what went well, what corrections I need to make, what does today look like? Now, that doesn't have to take 30 to 40 minutes, but if you don't reflect, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle every week. I love Columbus. Paul just commented this. 45 minutes. Oh, this is notes he's taking. I love it. Keep doing it. But yes, 45 minutes, giving that to God first, 15 minutes reflecting, and then I want you to get into go time. Here's the action items I'm going to write down and take today. These are the things I'm going to accomplish today. Okay, and I want that in my mind the whole day. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up. Kids are up by 7 o'clock. I'm going to be a dad. I'm going to do dad things, which dad things are this. I'm going to jump in, tell my kids good morning, give them a love, make sure they know that they're loved and appreciated. And then I'm going to read scriptures with them and help them learn and build a relationship with God. Next, that's 30 minutes there. I'm then making them breakfast. They get a hot breakfast every morning by me, while their mother, my beautiful wife that is so amazing, she's helping them with piano and with their reading. So I get their breakfast all prepared for them. And then I take off. After their lunch is made, prepared by me again, I head downstairs, and it's now workout time. So got this, Paul? Now we're going to go downstairs and work out, brother. So go hit the gym. And I'm going to go hit the gym 30, 40 minutes. I want to feel good. I then take time. This is ridiculous. You guys are going to laugh, but I get in the sauna. And I'm going to focus in the sauna. I read and I spend time thinking about things I can grow. Like I've got 2 books I'm reading right now, and I'm old school. So I'm going to read this, Buy Back Your Time, Dan Martell, amazing. 3 Feet from Gold. These are 2 books I'm reading right now. Okay. And why am I reading so many books? I want to pound the knowledge into my own brain. So I have the book, I have the audio book, and I'm just cruising through it. I'm going through it at like a 3 speed, and I'm then training the mind. Okay, I'm done. 9 o'clock, showering, I'm upstairs, I'm ready to go. Okay, I'm in my office. Then is the time we need to start focusing on those things that we planned this morning during that 15 minutes. What were my action items? What do I need to accomplish? And you're going to spend the time doing that for the day. Now, Mitchell, welcome, brother. If you do not have those action items dialed out by that time, guys, you're going to procrastinate. You're going to waste your day. You're not time blocked. You're going to struggle. So at that point, you better take action. And you better say, okay, for the next hour, I'm going to focus on my social media posting. I'm going to call and follow up with past clients. I'm going to do this and this and write it in, have it dialed in. Then from there, where am I going? What am I doing? The number one thing that people struggle with in their businesses is having a schedule and following it daily. Daily, people. Consistency is key. And if you're not consistent, you will not succeed. I have people that I coach. I have people on my team that I mentor. And one of the things that I see, and this happened just this last weekend, they reached out and they're just like, I'm not finding success. I'm done with this. I'm not learning what I need to learn. And my response back was, I just find it so strange because 2 weeks ago, the answer was, oh my gosh, this is the best training I've ever had. And I said, what happened? Help me understand, where can I give you better training? What can I do to make you successful? And the answer was this. I don't know. This just isn't going to work for me. I don't know if real estate is the right place for me. How many of you guys have felt that? How many of you guys have sat back and went, man, this is hard? Guys, guess what? It is hard. It is very hard. And it's going to continue to be hard until you're able to find the success that you need, and so that it's easy. I'm going to read a quote by Winston Churchill. It says, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. So success is not final. Remember that. And it's failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. So you have to continue regardless of where you're at. If you're struggling, it's not the end. If you're very successful, that's still not the end. Guys, you should be continuing to learn. I'm learning so much right now, even through the books and stuff that I'm reading. But not only that, I decided to go get a master's degree in business so that I can help other people learn how to create businesses. I'm going to tell you just one thing that I want you guys to learn from this. One thing I picked up, a lot of you guys have LLCs, S Corps, 1099 employees, and you own your own business. One thing that I learned, if you're not holding at least 2 board meetings a year where you have notes of what was talked about, who was there, and you ran an agenda, and you are to be sued, guess what, guys? You do not have an LLC, and they will turn it and hold you personally liable. So not to scare you, but guys, people need to be educated. I personally needed that education because I hadn't held those board meetings. So once again, remember, success is not the end. Failure is not fatal. Failure actually launches you forward. So consistency in that schedule is epic. So I went back to this agent of mine and I said, so tell me what you've done consistently over the last 4 months. And he's like, well, nothing. I'm like, okay, let's break it down evenly. How many contacts have you done consistently over the last 3 weeks? It's like, I haven't been consistent at all. I'm like, okay, there's our problem. You can't find success without being consistent. Even if that is simply posting on social media. If you're going to be a social media star, if you're going to be a cold caller, guys, there's success in all of this. But if you are not consistent every day, you're not going to get good at it. So put it in your schedule. Every day you need to be doing something. Now, for me, as I built my business, I needed to be contacting as many people as I needed to put 10 under contract. Once I had 10 under contract, I could focus on other things. There is nothing more important in your schedule than contacting. Make sure you're doing it. Make sure you're building a schedule that focuses around contact. Then worry about the other things, because if there's not money coming in, guess what? That's where we start the struggle. That's where the down spiral effect happens. And if you're not consistently contacting, you don't know how to improve what you're doing. So Mitchell, social media beast, right? If he's not improving his social media tactics to where his numbers are increasing, some of you guys may be cold callers. We've got Anaya on here. It says, call me. And Anaya, and maybe she's a cold caller, or he's a cold caller. But bottom line is, can't tell from picture, it's such a small picture. But bottom line is, if you're not consistent each and every day in improving your method of contacting, you're not going to get better. I had one agent that ended up being my rookie of the year and killed it once it caught, and he made sense of it. But I had to force him to continue to do that with penalties that he set on his own by being consistent. But it took him 8 months. And after that 8-month mark, he went off. He put 8 under contract in 1 month. Prior to that, he had sold 1 home or 2 homes. It was family members in his whole year. And once he focused in and he dialed in on that prospecting and then started to make it better and better and better, that's when his business took off. So if you're not good at your schedule and holding yourself accountable, get with a team. Get with people that will raise you up. Get with a coach. One thing that I have to announce, and I'm super excited about, you can now get into our coaching program and finance it over 3 years to where it's only $350 a month. That gets you role play twice a day, 5 days a week. That gets you around people that are successful. That gets you coaching 3 days a week. That gets you a lot of business that is moving forward and helping you to be consistent. So guys, go sell a couple deals while you're only paying a low fee. A lot of you guys are in our role play group. That is 200, 300 bucks already. But knowing these things, guys, this is what will help you to build your business. So what are some of the things that you're struggling with your schedule? Let's get vulnerable here. Let's help you guys build your business. Comment below. What are some of the things you're struggling with? And how can we help you to see that vision bigger? I'm going to pull back up our weekly plan. Please comment below. Let's get this interactive. I will bring you to the stage and we'll chat through some of this stuff, because the biggest failure I'm seeing right now is people's consistency to prospect and hold a regular schedule. So let's jump back to the stage. Once you've built that map, and that's going to be your prospecting schedule, your daily schedule. But notice how I'm calling it a prospecting schedule, because it should be built 100% around prospecting. Okay. Then you need to get momentum. You need to get that momentum going forward. It talks about in here that a train going 100 miles an hour can run through anything. A train going 2 miles an hour gets stopped with a 4x4 block of wood. Crazy. So what is your momentum level right now? How fast are you going? What is your confidence level? What is your attitude? Are you letting that 10% of what's happening affect you to where the 90% of your attitude is shot because you didn't find success that day? Or are you going, hey, today was hard. I did a lot of prospecting, but I've got a listing. I'm going to pick up a listing today. I'm going to find a client. Are you creating that momentum that is then going to push you farther, push you faster? Okay. So some of the things that you can do on a weekly basis, not a daily basis, but a weekly basis that will help you. I'm going to tell you this. Number one is state what you're grateful for. The minute you start being grateful for all that you have, that's when you're going to start finding happiness in your life, because you're not focused on the negative. I don't have a lot of money. I wasn't successful this week. I didn't put somebody under contract. And anybody that knows me and knows my program, I expect you to have someone under contract every week, because I feel like that's easy. I feel like a blind squirrel could find that nut. So make sure you get in your head, it's not hard. It's easy to find a client. It's easy to put someone under contract every week. That means 4 under contract a month. Guys, that turns into 48 transactions a year and makes you a lot of money. So make sure you're in that gratitude phase. You're in that optimistic phase. You're in that growth phase. Second, prayer. Get help. Ask God for help. And then be around people that will lift you up, that will help you, that are showing you that it is possible. Okay, number 3, you've got to be crystal clear on your goals. Crystal clear on your goals. This should not be, hey, I hope this happens. I want to. I hear these all the time. I want to have this happen. I'm hoping this will get better. I'm hoping that I'll sell some houses. And Richard, not 400 contacts. Yes, 400 contacts a month is what he's asking. That's what I would tell you guys to do. If you do 400 contacts a month, and most people aren't going to hit this, their business is going to be absolutely so big within a year, you will not be prospecting again. You will make $500,000 a year. Go hit 400 contacts a month. I think he wrote in here contracts. It should be contacts. That's what I was throwing off reading that. But yes, Richard, you've got to go get the contacts. You've got to get in front of the people. Getting in front of the people helps you. So be crystal clear. Back to number 3, crystal clear on your outcomes. What are they going to be? And this should be a weekly thing you're looking at. What am I going to accomplish? And that one item on that crystal clear list needs to be 1 under contract. Okay? Know what you're going to do. Know who you are. Know what gets you excited. Know what your biggest opportunities are. Know your value. Guys, one of the things I want you to do is I want you to write down some of the things you are good at. What are some of the things that are going to help you feel like you're doing the best things, what you're naturally talented at? And then I want you to apply those things. For Mitchell, he's really good at social media. How much time are you spending on social media, Mitchell? What videos are you posting? How live and raw is your footage? How many interactions are you getting? Take your talents and push them to the limits and then target them and find out how best to use that talent to make yourself better. So, guys, if you can consistently do these things over and over and over again, that is what's going to help you. So, I'm going to pull up this comment from Paul. He said, fear gets in the way. Plan on knocking my very first door today and terrified. I cold called without issue, but perhaps so low these days, numbers of pickups are so low these days. And the whole point is to get face to face anyways. So guys, if our fear is our fear is to get out there, what better way to do it than get around people that are already doing it? What better way to do it than hold yourself consistent to say, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to get out there today and crush it. I'm going to talk to 50 people. The only way, Paul, that you're going to get better at door knocking is by getting out door knocking. And you need to be okay with failure. Go out and knock that door. I remember my first doors I ever knocked. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it because it's kind of fun. I knocked on the door and I didn't even have a pitch. And I laughed as I walked away because the people really were blown away that I was trying to sell them something I had no clue what I was selling, nor a process. But the thing I did is I went back, stopped on the sidewalk, and thought through what I said and where I got lost. And I went to the next door. And guys, it became a game to me. It became exciting to me to think, hey, I'm going to hit this next door. And then I'm going to evaluate it again. I don't plan on selling this next door, but I'm going to see how far I can get. Within 3 hours, I had a pitch down that was flowing. That was because I was looking at it as if someone was at my door and they were knocking and I answered as the homeowner, what would someone have to say to me to get me engaged and make me want to listen? And I started building that approach. By 5-6 hours in, guys, I had sold my first alarm system. And that's what I was selling, alarms. And alarms are 10 times harder to sell than a house. I'm going to tell you that right now. But needless to say, I had sold my first one. And I called my manager and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this paperwork and I have no clue what I'm doing. He's like, you got to sell already? And he's like, yep, absolutely. Mesbah, hello, brother. But yes, I had picked up a deal my first day and they were blown away. So they rushed over, they helped me with the paperwork. They're like, how did you do it? And I was like, I made a game out of it. So that's what I'm going to tell you guys to do right now is make a game out of this. Go through and work hard at this. I had somebody, I'm going to pull this up because it was very inspiring to me. Marshall, if you're on today, make sure you jump on here. But I'm going to copy this post that he sent in WhatsApp, if it'll let me. He sent a picture of my book and him watching YouTube. And he said, thank you, Duane. Because of you, I have registered my first listing using your method on YouTube. Greetings from France. I hope to make enough money to come see you both in person in the United States. Marshall Manche. So, guys, really inspiring for me to see that this even works in France. I've never knocked doors in France, but it works. It works. So, Raul Sharma, thank you for the comment. But he just said, hey, Duane, you're doing amazing work. Guys, the work only is amazing if you get out and do it. I know this works. I have people comment every day that this works and that they're finding success. But the success has to come from dialing in that schedule. If you guys want my free schedule guide and walk through the whole process of this, shoot me a text, 801-243-4544, or Instagram DM me, and I will get that for you. All I need is just name and email address because sometimes the files are a little bit too big. If you also want me just to chat and help you learn some of the holes where you're at, just call me, 801-243-4544. Guys, I'm gonna ask, do any of you have questions, anything related to door knocking that I can bring you on live and help you understand or get better at while you're here? If not, we're gonna wrap up. But the biggest things I want you guys to know is the key listing months of the year are coming. If you're not prepared, you've got to prepare now. Right now is the time to change your business through these busy summer months, through the busy listing months. through when the weather is great, make sure you're going out and crushing it. And that happens by you applying all of these different techniques, from schedules to systems to uh, getting better to education to learning to growth. Don't ever stay stagnant, regardless of where your success is at. Make sure you're pushing forward. So, guys, hit me with any questions. I won't bring you on live and scare you to death, but hit me with any questions. Hey, one reminder this week, tomorrow I'm actually going to be in Phoenix. So if any of you guys want to see me in Phoenix live, we're going to go through about a 4-hour training, from social media to investing to door-to-door sales to role plays. It's going to be fabulous. On Wednesday, we're going to be in Chicago. Thursday, going to be in Cincinnati. And Friday, going to be in Louisville. So guys, if you want to see us live in person, make sure you shoot me a text, 801-243. It's all free. It's going to be a 3 to 4 hour seminar, live engagement with you guys. Make sure that you're ready for that. Also, if you live in California, LA area, Bay Area, we are building such big groups there that I'm going to start coming out once a month to do trainings and to get a group together to go out and door knock together. If you're interested in those free trainings every month, make sure to shoot me a text so I can get you the links and get you involved. Guys, I appreciate your following. I appreciate all your kind words, and I'm excited to help you grow your businesses. So please reach out with any questions. I haven't seen any come through, so we're going to wrap up. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you.